NBA rumors: Bulls absolutely involved in Bradley Beal Jimmy Butler Suns trade conversations. The Bulls want in on the Jimmy Butler trade. It looks like the Miami Heat are still trying to find a team to trade Jimmy Butler to, and it's apparently going to take more than one team if they send him to the Phoenix Suns. That is Butler's preferred option, but in order to make it work, Bradley Beal will have to waive his no-trade clause. Last week, there were rumors that the Suns hadn't approached Beal about waiving the clause. As the trade deadline gets closer, there are other teams trying to get involved in the Butler trade, and the Chicago Bulls are one of them, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst. They are absolutely involved in conversations with the Suns involving a possible Jimmy Butler trade, not that Jimmy Butler would end up in Chicago. "We are talking about Bradley Beal," Windhorst said. "The Bulls and the Suns have talked about the concept of Bradley Beal ending up in Chicago. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's close. Obviously, Beal has a no-trade clause. It's been known that the Heat don't want Beal, which is why multiple teams would have to come in this deal. If Beal does end up in Chicago, that most likely means that Zach LaVine is headed somewhere else as well." Bulls want in on Jimmy Butler trade. Earlier last week, there were rumors that the Suns were interested in a swap with Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal, according to Mark Stein. In LaVine's case, sources say he has not been pushing to be moved, Stein wrote. Yet that, to be clear, won't necessarily insulate LaVine from being dealt if an offer Chicago-like surfaces in the next 13 days. Sources say Phoenix, to name one example, could emerge with interest in exploring a swap of Bradley Beal for LaVine, sources said, depending on how the rest of the trade landscape develops in the coming weeks. LaVine is having a solid season for the Bulls, and though he's been in trade talks since the year started, he doesn't desire to be moved. On the other hand, the Bulls seem like they're in the process of trying to rebuild, and letting LaVine and Nikola Vucevic go would be first on the list. In order for Jimmy Butler to get to the Suns, a lot of pieces will have to be moved, but it all starts with Beal. If he doesn't waive his no-trade clause, Butler will have to find another team to go to, which at this point seems up in the air.